We are honored to have with us this morning Nicholas Giant and Jimmy Noski, who are going to perform a welcoming song. I'd like to ask you to please rise as they come forward.
Morning, everybody. First and foremost, I'd like to say thank you very much for the invitation. It's always an honor and privilege to have the opportunity to share a little bit of our culture and heritage in the area. On behalf of Shale Industrial and Birchmount Enterprise, we are proud supporters of the community and various events, and being part of this today is, like I said, a very great honor and privilege. We're going to open up with a song. Often people ask us, why do you guys sing at different types of events like this? And I explain it very simply that any time that we gather and we come together, we acknowledge that to the ones above, and we say thank you through our song. Our song is prayer. One of the other questions they ask us is, why do you have to yell so loud when you sing? Well, they say that the louder our prayers are, the further they go. So that's what we try to do with our song. So with that, we thank you for this opportunity, and thank you. Hi. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nicholas and Jimmy, and for joining us today and really setting a great tone for the start of our campaign. Just to mention a few safety items and housekeeping items. The bathrooms, for anyone who doesn't know, are just out these doors and to the left down the hallway. There's emergency exits, one out through these doors and out the back, and then out through the main doors as well. I'd really like to thank all the volunteers from the Golden Year Society for putting on such a delicious breakfast, so big round of applause for them. And for anyone who hasn't noticed, we have 100 faces of United Way this year. It's part of our campaign. So we've got them scrolling on the screen here. So if you probably recognize a few faces, as some of them are in the room today, but please take a moment to have a look at all their wonderful contributions in every way to the United Way. Everyone is a part of it, and everyone here is also part of the faces of United Way. We're going to start this morning with some greetings from our dignitaries, and I'd first like to start with our Deputy Mayor, Al Vinnie, from the Regional Municipality of Wood Buffalo.
Krista. I first want to acknowledge being here on the lands of the Treaty 8 signatories. And I'm here on behalf of Mayor and councillors, collectively the Council of Regional Municipality Wood Buffalo, so I bring greetings on their behalf. My message today is short and simple. On behalf of my colleagues, and I know my friend Councillor McGrath is in attendance here today. We would like all of you to know that we have much gratitude, and we acknowledge the support that United Way does in this community. We are committed to being a collaborative partner with United Way, and with the huge number of great people we have in our organization, we want to be supportive of your efforts that are kicking off here today. So if there's anything that you think we can do or do better to help you, please let us know, and we will do our very best to support this campaign. I'm preaching to the converted. You guys know what the challenges are. You know what all the programs and groups you're working with. It truly is an organization that touches all the volunteers, the social profit sector, all the people that you help. The campaign slogan is very apropos. We are United Way. United Way is all of us. Thank you so much for what you're doing.
Thank you so much, Al. I'd next like to bring up Vaughn Jessam, representing our MLAs Tanny Yao and Brian Jean.
Thank you, Krista. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Brian Jean, the MLA for Fort McMurray Conklin, and also on behalf of Tanny Yao, the MLA for Fort McMurray Wood Buffalo, it is indeed my privilege to be here with you this morning for the 2017 kickoff. Having lived in Fort McMurray for over 35 years, like many of you, we've seen challenges, we've seen times of prosperity and times of challenges. But what we also saw during that time is that our community as a whole has always been there for the people. And I believe this year and this year's campaign will epitomize what our community is all about, and that's about stepping up when times are needed. I'll go back 10 years ago when a group of people put together a committee and they wanted to address youth homelessness. And there was a campaign put together, and we had a very aggressive campaign to at least address or eradicate youth homelessness. And we went to United Way, and United Way was there for us. They gave us solid funding for 3 years, which continued on forever. And it became known as Stepping Stones Youth Services. And each year, it takes care of up to 80 youth that would normally not have a safe haven to go to. So thank you to United Way. And in closing, I just want to wish everybody a great campaign, as well to say that, 2017 for our community will be what we're going to own it. Okay? The industry has always been there for us, and now it's for the community to own 2017 for the United Way campaign. Steve, Krista, Russ, all you guys, congratulations and best of luck to you out there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vaughn, and pass along our best wishes to Tanny and Brian. I'd now like to bring up Angela Betts on behalf of our Member of Parliament, David Uradega.
Thank you. I too would like to acknowledge Treaty 8. I'm always impressed and touched by the drummers, and I haven't yet to figure out how to get my own personal set. Drummers to follow me wherever I go. On behalf of David Uradega, your Member of Parliament for Fort McMurray, Cold Lake, United Way is close to his heart as well. The definition of united is joined together, acting in one or is in agreement. In the most simplest of terms, when you live united, you choose to improve your community by giving yourself to make an impact. Living united reminds us that we should think outside ourselves, that we have the power to bring about positive change, lasting change, large or small. By living united, we provide and improve people's lives We build strength in our neighborhoods. We bolster health and outlook of our community. And we change the lives of those we walk by every day in our own town, including our own. I also have a personal testimony of the United Way as well. The member agencies here in Fort McMurray have helped my family immensely and put us in a much more positive situation. And I can't imagine what we would do without the services offered here. So I've seen this value of the services provided by the United Way right here in Wood Buffalo. And I feel it's important that I invest myself not only in the organization, but also in the work of the various agencies and organizations funded by the United Way. And I will always be available for volunteer or anything that you might need from me, time permitted. And I have kids here too, so they can volunteer. In order to meet our needs as a community, we have to work together and leverage our resources. For me, that's the value of the United Way. You leverage resources to make the greatest impact possible, and you do that through collaboration and partnerships with the over 31 agencies right here in Fort McMurray. So here's to a great campaign.
Thank you so much, Angela and Steve. Let's get her signed up. Thank you all three for bringing greetings and words of support from all three levels of government. This is a collaborative effort, and it does take all of us to get the job done and raise the funds needed for our community. Please help me now welcome our Executive Director from the United Way of Fort McMurray, Cecilia Mush.
Perfect, thank you. I have to say I already have Angela on speed dial, so you're after me, Steve. I got her first, right? Remember that. So we are United Way. United Way is all of us. United Way, through our board, volunteers, staff, and agencies, are changing lives of people in Wood Buffalo every day. Our staff and volunteers, our partner agencies, dedicate their lives every day to making life better for residents of all ages in our community. Thousands and thousands of our neighbors, men, women, and children, their lives, they have received services because of your support to United Way. We change lives through our over 65 programs and 31 agencies. Many of our agencies are here today. They're awesome people. I'd encourage you to talk to them, hear their stories about how they're impacting our community. They have stories to tell, and they are awesome. I want to share with you a few examples of the lives that are changed at United Way, and Angela mentioned her personal story. I'm going to give you some of the numbers. So when I said thousands, that's a minor number. 600 children have received school supplies this year because of your support of United Way. In this very facility, 3,500 seniors received meals and companionship as a result of the donations. 85 sexual assault and abuse counseling sessions were given. 142 clients struggling with addictions received support in our community without having to go outside. Imagine what that means to them and their families. 70 youth in crisis, and I think Vaughn referenced it, at Stepping Stones, transition back home. Imagine a child with nowhere to go. Imagine a child with no home. These are amazing people that we work with. Over 30,000 meals were served to people who had nothing to eat. 10,000 nights in a secure, safe place to sleep for people that were homeless. These are amazing. That's 7 programs. We have 65. I can't list them all. I wish I could, but I can't. So we're changing lives at United Way with our partner agencies. Thank you for joining us on this journey. We really appreciate your support. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cecilia. The numbers are really humbling and really proves why we're here today. To provide some more context for the upcoming community campaign, please allow me to welcome the President of the Board of Directors, Tony Mankowski.
Good morning and welcome, everyone. We are the United Way. United Way is all of us. That's a phrase that you're going to hear more this morning and in the upcoming days. When we talk about our 100 faces of United Way, we're celebrating our diversity and the number of people who contribute to and benefit from the United Way. That's an amazing thing, and it just kind of touches home when you see how many people that is, and that's just a small sampling of the impact to the community. I'm honored to serve on the board of directors with a number of strong community leaders who are those in attendance today are, and I'll just kind of go through the list. So Andrea Hine, John Evans, Steve Yatero, Krista Balsam, Ken Sandmone, and Don Scott. So thank you for your support. We're also very thankful for all of the volunteers that support our Community Investment Committee. It's actually over 30 people that work on that committee, and that's an amazing group of people that help us put together great recommendations to the board around where our funding dollars should go. And it's that work that really sets the cornerstone of ensuring that we're hitting and providing to the needs of the community. Now, as we began planning for this year's campaign, we reflected on some of the challenges we have in the community. And if you think back kind of what's happened over the last few years, those challenges have impacted certainly the community as a whole in terms of reduction in population, the economic uncertainty, but it's also had a direct impact to the United Way. So 2 years ago, 2014, was our peak campaign year. We've dropped about 20% over the last 2 years in our campaign funding. So that's a challenge. The flip side is the generosity that's been demonstrated by community is unprecedented in all situations. If you think about what people have given in this community, and you compare that to across Canada, we are a shining beacon of what's capable and what's possible in communities. So that's an amazing story. And I have no doubt that that will continue as we go forward. And so, I think about the challenges that we're facing. And then one of the questions we asked ourselves is, what is the right target? Because we always kind of put out a target for the campaign. And the challenge on that side is we also recognize the community impacts that are going on and the needs. And the needs that the community require in terms of being fulfilled by our agencies have not necessarily gone down. In many cases, they've actually gone up. So that fact that the two different needles are going in different directions is causing us a challenge. So the question we asked was, should we focus on a campaign total that meets the needs or has a high probability of being achieved? So we actually said it didn't feel right to pick a target that we were confident we could hit with no risk when we recognized that that would cause some pain to the community. So we have picked an aggressive target. And Steve's going to talk about that in a few minutes. It's based on us being able to maintain the same level of funding to our agencies as we have in the past. That's a big challenge. It's one that I'm absolutely confident as a community we will face and succeed in. Having said that, our past generosity indicates to me that there's lots of opportunity to be excited, optimistic, and have faith that the needs will be met through all the support of people like yourselves and throughout the community. So I'd like to end in just saying I thank all of you for your support in the past, and I thank everyone for, I know, their support in the future. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Tony. His dedication on our board of directors is endless, and he provides leadership in challenging times with grace, I will say. It's now my pleasure to introduce the chair of the 2017 Community Campaign. This amazing man has been involved with the United Way for a quarter century. In communities like Houston, which we were talking about this morning, is now going to need their United Way more than ever. Los Angeles, and now Fort McMurray, he has learned about the impact of the United Way funded agencies. He is a strong believer in what our organization is all about and is eager to get this community campaign started. Please welcome the 2017 Community Campaign Chair, Steve Butero.
Thank you, Krista, and thank you to the Golden Year Society for hosting us this morning. It really is awesome to be officially kicking off our 2017 United Way Community Campaign at one of our 31 member agencies. The Golden Year Society provides hundreds of our community's seniors with support ranging from providing access to critical resources, to socializing here at the center, to having a nutritious hot lunch once per week, and that's just the beginning of what they do here. I want to thank Deputy Mayor Alvini, Vaughn Jessam, and Angela Betts for their words of wisdom and support on behalf of our elected officials. Thank you, Krista Balsam, for being this year's community co-chair. Your energy and creativity are truly unmatched. Thank you to our United Way staff and volunteers that work so hard behind the scenes to plan, organize, and deliver events like this morning's breakfast and campaign kickoff. I want to thank all of our community campaign volunteers, both for what you have done, as Tony referenced, and what you will be doing over the next couple months. Your passion and energy are truly amazing. On that note, we have a number of our workplace campaign chairs with us here this morning. And we want to acknowledge these special individuals by name, as they are the foundation of our campaign. So I'm going to ask Hannah to come up. She's been making notes, and we want to make sure we can recognize folks by name.
Hi, everyone. These are some of the people that I'm so privileged and happy to work on campaign with, and I'm so happy to have you here today. From Suncor, we have Ross Carruthers, John Farrell, Rish Gupta, and Andrew Rumbold. Thank you so much. From Enbridge, Jenna Fiddler and Ashley Thompson. Spartan Controls, Ian Fowler. Finning, Alan Kramer. Catholic School Board, Crystal Pelletier. Did I say that right? Yay, sorta. We have Brenda Hahn from Service Credit Union, Donna McQuaid from the Regional Municipality of Wood Buffalo, Tara Shalinsky from Syncrude, and Jeanette Amarello from Aluma. Thank you so much. I appreciate everything you do.
I want to thank our 31 member agency representatives here today, and I know I've had a chance to speak to many of you. You and your agents and you and your agencies and programs are really the reason why we have an annual United Way community campaign. Your work is critical to our social infrastructure and defines the reason we will be working to deliver on our need campaign starting today. All of you here today represent this incredibly diverse, generous, hardworking, strong-willed, and compassionate community we call home. And this is why you will continue to see and hear references to this year's campaign, #AllOfUs. In 2015, our theme was "It Could Be Me." In 2016, the wildfire known as the Beast reminded all of us that it is me, as we pulled together as a community with the powerful campaign theme of "This is Home." This year recognizes the need we have to ensure a strong community for today and tomorrow. Our campaign recognizes the United Way is truly about all of us. This campaign is all about helping our 31 member agencies meet the ongoing need we have in the Wood Buffalo region. The United Way of Fort McMurray believes in community impact, a movement towards creating meaningful, long-term improvements to the quality of life in Wood Buffalo. Our goal is to improve lives through education, social innovation, and by engaging our community, giving our agencies the tools to succeed. Our vision of Fort McMurray being a community where it is possible and easier to solve issues involves a strong network of social profit organizations, engaged leaders, and people committed to change. This summarizes our mission and vision, but let me share a story about a young woman and what this meant to her. To respect her privacy, I will use the alias Sarah. Sarah was born with fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, or FASD. This is a group of conditions that can occur in a person whose mother drank alcohol during pregnancy. Sarah had a chronic history of abuse growing up and continued to cycle in and out of homelessness. Sarah battled addiction issues and was repeatedly victimized while living on the streets of our community. Sarah was a child in an adult's body. Sarah was a longtime patron of the Center of Hope and had some of her brightest and most beautiful moments there. This included her lighting up with a smile as she danced to the music of Shania Twain, her favorite artist. Seeing Sarah smiling and knowing she was truly safe for those moments in her life brought joy to everyone who knew Sarah. Sadly, Sarah died in her late 30s, but the support and moments she experienced while at the Center of Hope will never be forgotten by those touched by Sarah's life. Our lives can change at any moment, and for some, like Sarah, they are born into their circumstances. Clients like Sarah many times do not have another place to go, so success is often measured in small moments for the clients of the Center of Hope. The Center of Hope provides much joy to those who simply do not have much to be joyful for. This is why our community campaign need goal must be met. The need in our community is all around us every day. Sometimes the need is easy to see. Sometimes, as in the case of Sarah, it is not. Our 31 member agencies provide the backbone of our social infrastructure. They ensure our community's greatest needs are met in the most effective and efficient way possible. The United Way has been and will be with our agencies every step of the way. These services range from providing education and support for challenging issues like mental health, blindness, HIV, drug and alcohol dependency, spinal cord injury, and homelessness, to ensuring our youth, families, seniors have access to services including community engagement, summer and after-school programs, inspiration for the girls in our community to be strong, smart, and bold, increasing our youth self-confidence and developing positive attitudes by playing in organized sports, enjoying the gift of music, providing family support, and health and wellness programs. You see, the need for these programs and services will always be present. Your support for the United Way will ensure these needs are met. To help our campaign meet these needs, we have some very exciting programs planned this year. Most of you, hopefully, have already seen our 100 Faces campaign, which highlights 100 faces in our community who have been personally impacted by United Way member agencies, who have volunteered, who have given financially, or who have served as an agency or United Way staff member. These 100 faces represent all of us. The Red Menu campaign. You can look around your tables. I think you've all got red menus on there. It's another exciting new offering this year, aimed at expanding the knowledge in our community about our needs. It will also help in meeting the needs by contributing 10% of all proceeds from items ordered off these red menus to the United Way. I want to say a big thanks to Stu Weigel of Earl's for being our honorary Red Menu campaign chair, and for our participating local restaurants and businesses, including Earl's, Boston Pizza, Chocolates and Candlelight, and Blue Mountain Bistro. Please visit these establishments often over the next 2 months and order generously off of these red menus. Not only will you get to enjoy a great meal, beverage, or sweet treat, but in doing so, each of you will be helping to meet our community's needs. And mark your calendars for an exciting event that will be happening on September 30th at McDonald Island. This day will be our first ever United Way Family Day. It will bring all 31 of our agencies together along with our entire community to celebrate, inform, and give back. There will be family-friendly activities and even a youth talent show where the top 3 will get a personal prize and be able to make a donation provided by sponsors to our campaign. There will be food, music, and activities for the entire family to enjoy, including a photo booth that will allow our entire community to truly be part of our 100 Faces campaign. To stay up to date with all of these exciting events and to keep our community informed during the campaign period on how we were doing towards meeting our need goal, you're going to be seeing information on many of our community digital billboards, including inside and outside of the airport, at Mack Island, above Earl's downtown, and in front of Spruceland at the bottom of Confed, and at the Casman Center in Thickwood. I want to say a big thank you to our very generous community partners for making this possible. The gift in kind has been amazing, and the support we've received for this digital campaign is awesome. And I think it's going to be a very important aspect of our campaign, taking this to the digital age. Please also help us leverage the power of social media by liking us on Facebook and following us on Twitter and Instagram. You can also keep up with much of this information by watching YouTube information segments posted on Shaw TV, Fort McMurray's YouTube channel. And I want to say thank you to Shaw for providing this important service to our community. Of course, you can always visit our website at www.fmunitedway.com and also download the United Way of Fort McMurray app from the Apple App Store or from Google Play. A lot of resources and information about our agencies and campaign located there. Just before announcing our goal and officially kicking off the campaign, I would like to share another story about our need. This is about a young girl, aged 17, who came to, upon reference, the Stepping Stones Youth Service. To respect her privacy, I will use the alias Jill. Jill had arrived here 2 years earlier from Ontario to stay with relatives as life at home wasn't the best for her or for her parents. Staying with relatives can be tough. They were good people, and the relationship was healed during her stay at Stepping Stones. Stepping Stones opened their doors for Jill, helped her get back on track with school, and then watched her complete grade 11. 4 months earlier, it looked like she was going to be repeating the grade. Staff at Stepping Stones made sure that Jill, who was at high risk of being inducted into gang activity, had safety plans when she left the program. They helped her with healthy relationships and healthy choices, and were able to assist in connecting Jill with mental health and other positive supports during her stay at Stepping Stones. At the end of the school year, staff assisted in helping her connect with her family and watched her go back home with her family after being apart for 2 years. Jill still keeps in touch with Stepping Stones staff, is back in school for grade 12, and has a great relationship at home with her parents and siblings. The United Way support is critical in allowing Stepping Stones to do their special work with people like Jill. This is why our community campaign need goal must be met. I now invite you to watch a video that will be released this morning. We believe it tells a great story about United Way that is worth sharing.
We are United Way. United Way is all of us. We are donors.
Donating to United Way is important to me and to our family. First off, this is our home. We came from other places and we want to make this our home. But for me, going out into the Seeing is Believing tour, the first one I went on when I was the chair for the Syncrude campaign, and seeing what people were doing in some of these agencies and realizing, I couldn't do this. It's they're giving things of themselves I probably couldn't do. I couldn't work in that, and yet the need is there.
We are workplace volunteers.
I really believe that people in a community need to give where they live. And so by being involved in the United Way, I'm able to bridge that work relationship with that community relationship. I'm able to sort of connect people who work at Suncor and might not really know much about what's going on in the community, but allow them to sort of see what's happening in the community, see where the needs are, and be able to give then because they understand why they need to give.
We are frontline life changers.
I love my job because of just everything about it. My coworkers, we're like a family. My families that I get to work with every day, I'm privileged to be in their lives. You could have the most horrible day and then you get to see all these babies smiling and they just make your world a better place. It's wicked. Love it.
We are volunteer board members.
I think I'm so passionate about the United Way because I really do believe it's the right thing to do. In the agencies and the people that we help and support, in some ways, I see a lot of myself in people that I know. And a lot of people in this community just need a smile, just need a hand up. And it just resonates with me that if you help people turn left potentially instead of turning right, to coin a phrase I've used before, it might make all the difference in the world.
We are young people, trying to figure things out, getting help when we need it most.
It brought me into a safe environment because if it wasn't for them, I'd be in a bus stop. So I have a place to stay and they're helping me get back into school, so I'm gonna be able to get my education, get a better job than what I would be doing. It feels really nice.
We are adults, grateful for a second chance.
I'm lost for words. I actually am lost for words. It's helped save my life.
We are United Way. United Way is all of us.
So as we've said many times today, this campaign truly is about all of us. It is about a collective determination to meet community needs. So this morning, I officially announce that our need goal for the 2017 community campaign is $7.1 million. We know this is a very lofty goal, but it represents the need requirements of our agencies. It will ensure our agencies can continue to positively impact the lives of our community members, just like they did with Sarah and Jill. We are bringing on more partners than ever before and reaching out into the community in new and exciting ways. We are ready to get started, and we invite you to join us. Thank you very much.
To Steve's speech, which was fantastic, by the way. Steve is a true ambassador for everything the United Way stands for, and we are truly blessed to have you with us. I'd like to thank our volunteers again from the Golden Years Society for hosting this morning's announcement and serving up an amazing pancake breakfast. Thanks to all of you for being here and being able to help us get our campaign off to a great start. Tony, Cecilia, and Steve will be available to answer questions from the media following this as well, if anyone's interested. And first, anyone who knows me knows I love a good group photo. It's just a thing that I have that I always want to do, and we're going to do it right now. So, hands up if you're one of our 100 faces. All right, you're first up. Come on up here.